Good morning, traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. So my idea yesterday to just wait and watch what happens and see what transpires is probably the correct one. It'll be very difficult to chase shorts and also very tempting to try and pick a bottom. So a couple of things first on the Aussie. The first one is obviously this flag that we had here is now null and void. Okay, so we didn't get the break. We didn't get a retest. So basically that was a fake out and we haven't moved to the downside. We have found support pretty much on this previous inside bar here, and it's probably this one rather than the fractal, but there is quite a bit of support to be found here if you look to the left. The other thing that you'll probably find, let's just take it from bottom there, so 61.8 Fibonacci on the daily is where we pretty much closed on it. Just make sure. No, we didn't. We closed beneath that. So, reason being this last bar is 11 o'clock, so that's nonsense data. So we closed just below it. Still fine for Aussie. It's still within a retracement, so nothing to worry about there. But what does concern me is the fact that we failed and we broke below there. That gives us a double top. Okay. Now the double top is pretty much something like that, and that targets pretty much all these gaps to the downside. Remember, we've got 1, 2, 3 daily gaps to the downside, so I'm going to put a level in there and you can see what I mean. Okay. We also closed below the 200 EMA, which is another warning bell. So I suppose for now the trend is down. Not that I want to be jumping in short down here. I'd want to see some kind of a pullback before hopping in short. But at the same time, I'm a little bit cautious based on the level we're at. Okay, so we do have some gaps, and that's worth 800 points to the downside. But you don't know what's going to happen with the coronavirus at the moment. So, and that's what's driving market sentiment at the moment. And right now, everything is fairly flat. So after 2 days of falling, we now have US futures actually up 0.3%. Rand dollar 1460, so that's slightly worse off as well. That's 20 cents off from Thursday last week. So 10 cent won't be open today. It's still Chinese holidays, so that's kind of where we are at the moment. I'm skeptical of jumping in short at the moment, and I'm also skeptical of jumping in for a long. So if you look at the structure we have here from the moving averages perspective, you can see gap down, deviation from the moving averages. See the moving averages starting to round, and you can see we're forming a little bit of a channel down the bottom here. Let's just do that as your channel. So down, channel. So it is possible that we channel a bit and then drop again. And there are a lot of magnets to the downside. So I think for this, let's just get to... so what I would be looking at here is on the 12-minute. There's my fractal to the upside. There's my fractal to the downside. So a break of the fractal to the downside gives you a pretty rich stop loss. That's 370 point stop loss. I don't think I'd want to play the break, especially not off a major level like this. So I'd rather see a break to the upside, rally a bit, find some resistance, and then take my short from higher up. Okay, that's kind of what I'd look at the moment. But at the same time, this is very much all over the place as far as I'm concerned. So if we just get to the Ichimoku, just see if there's something here which is going to change my view at the moment. Okay, nothing really here. On the 12-minute, massive amount of resistance above us on the 12. On the 30 minutes, cloud is quite far away. Keys and Tekinson flat, so we're kind of ranging, which is what we're doing. And everything's bearish, but not overly bearish. Our is exactly the same. We're well below the cloud. Ranging, everything's bearish, but you should be looking for a pullback to get in for your next short. And even the 4 hour, we are way too far away from Keys and Tekinson and at a major level for me to even consider shorting down this level. So I would expect some kind of a pullback. The trend is down, so you should be looking for shorts, but I'd want to see a little bit of a pullback. And for those of you that are familiar with price action at the moment, this is typically what happens. It starts forming what's called a fan, and the fan typically does, it starts curving, so a parabolic curve as well. So basically all that happens is you have a trend, and then the trend gets deeper and steeper and steeper, and then all of a sudden it reverses back up. Then it uses each of these fan lines as resistance until it breaks through them. Okay, so that's kind of what's happening at the moment, which is why I'm a little bit skeptical of jumping in. The daily, we're right off the cloud. Okay, so this is crunch time at the moment. We don't have a crossover. They're both pointing down, like Houston and Tekinson, but we are off the cloud. So, yeah, I would expect some kind of a bounce here, to be honest, or even just sideways for today. Either way, I don't think it's something that I want to get involved in right now. We'll have to wait and see what happens at the open. But for me at the moment, I would prefer to just let this thing ride out. Just let it find some structure, find some support somewhere. There's a good chance we find support right here. I just want to check the weekly as well. I suppose we can go down and close the gaps. There is a fairly good magnet on the weekly as well, which is 557. And that's this inside tail here. So there is some structure to the downside. But yeah, I'm very skeptical at the moment, to be honest. And the other thing that I just want to highlight here, which I spotted yesterday, is it wasn't quite the right level, but let's get the right one. Okay, so if you look at the monthly, you'll see for the last, the last 4 months, we big down, big up, big down. Okay, so it's pretty much confusion. We are in a fairly strong channel. Logic dictates, the price has inertia, so it'll continue doing what it's doing until a catalyst happens or something breaks out. So at this stage, I'd expect this move. You can see all the moving averages are here as well. So just watch on the monthly. We broke through, we broke back down. We broke through, we're coming back down. So either we're going to close below these moving averages this week, okay, so in other words, we're going to continue this downward move, or alternatively, what's going to happen, we are going to find some support somewhere around here, and bear in mind that previous double top there is a very good magnet as well. So it wouldn't even surprise me that we tag this and then rally up and close above the moving averages. If the monthly closes above the moving averages, then it to me will be a continuation to the upside, and the averages are still lined up in a bullish fashion. The oscillators are just grouped slap bang in the middle, which means no direction. Okay, so that's something to watch, and if you pull that into the weekly, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Okay, now the other thing is, you can see I've drawn the channel in, but if I do that, do have a bit of a wedge forming, which would give us a pretty big target down to the bottom here. Okay. Yeah. So for me at the moment, I'm a little bit cautious at the moment. Uh, Nothing really that I can read into it at the moment. So for me, it'd probably sit on hand today with this as well. Not really anything I need to may but it does fall probably looking for a reasonable entry. I think I'll see some value on the market. For now, trend is down. We should be looking for a pullback and then looking for another short to pull back. And whether it's going to be just to test the breakout of this range or break through the bottom, I don't know. That's it for me. At the moment, I'll wait for the dust to settle. Hope it helps. I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.